Good day, people. Hello, hello. So today, we are back in a prehistoric kingdom. Yes, that is correct. We have not started any zoos or anything yet, because I am still learning the game. So I rather just wanna learn the few steps there is before I actually go into a bigger project. So what we're doing this round is sort of making a prehistoric kingdom themed zoo for now. So we're building all these sort of wood buildings, rock buildings, etc. Just to sort of like feel like how things are going, right? So I'm building two buildings today, a habitat for the Coelodonta, right? So that is what I'm doing. I feel like now we have the mammoths, and yeah, we sort of have all these these animals here. Prehistoric kingdom animals, which kind of like fits the ice age, and I feel like this sort of theme that you're seeing me build here in the background sort of work with what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm making this little lodge first, I guess cottage, you can say so, that is like built with rocks, and then I do like a custom sort of roof here, and I'm slowly again like slowly learning the basic of the game. I feel like these two buildings here and also the last one, it kind of like gets better and better for each time I try to build something here. I didn't really have any inspiration pictures, etc. for this time around. I literally just went with it and tried to build something that I felt like would work well for these sort of theme that I'm doing. My first goal was actually to make like a bedrock zoo, but since someone already is starting doing that, I kind of want to do something more unique. But maybe we can figure out what that will be later on. What would you think? Let me know down below. What do you think would be a super dope theme for a prehistoric kingdom zoo, sort of, that you would like to see? What would you like to see me start with? Because as I said, right now I'm still learning the game. This is not a project that will be, I guess, finished. It will just be like some sort of a building, like a sandbox in general for me here, which I also hope eventually would become better, so we actually can build bigger things. I've looked at stuff and I've already started to collect some things in my Pinterest folder, which I think is gonna do very good for us for future builds here in Prehistoric Kingdom. And as you guys can see here in the back, I am using the same roof building method as I do in Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. That is what is so easy about this game, though, is that it is very similar to those games. So whatever you kind of do of tricks and methods in those games, you can kind of do those here as well. Of course, it's not everything that works good. Like, I'm really missing the multi-tool selection, and yeah, I don't know if it's still in here. I still haven't figured it out yet. And there's still some of the keybinds that still I'm still struggling with, but hey, it's like we're not even 10 hours in the game, but here we are building something at least, right? We're trying, and that's what makes it better here. So I'm doing this sort of lodge here, as I said, trying to make some custom roof on the top, trying to use different types of textures or planks just to get some sort of nice feeling to the roof. Now we are doing it custom. I'm not super fan of the roofs that are in the game, to be fair. I really hope that we're gonna get a bigger variation of it, and maybe just some more, well, I guess because a lot of the roofs that are grid based, we can't really scale those. But if we could scale those, then that would actually make the roofs a lot better. But unfortunately, that is not the case here. When I built this, I didn't really know if I wanted to do like a shop or if it was just gonna be like a little scenic building. But then the more I kind of added to it, and the more I felt, I kind of just went over and kind of like felt like, what if we just did a habitat and actually added a building as well? And unfortunately, guys, I had too much. I used too much storage in my drive, so some of these recordings here just stopped without me knowing it. So you will eventually see me building something, and then all of a sudden It's just there, right? But I will eventually explain to you guys what you guys missed out on of what I've been building here. But mainly what I'm doing now is literally just figuring out what kind of style I want this guy to. Do I want some windows? Do I want to get it closed all the way in? And as I said, I'm using a lot of wood pieces, a lot of rock pieces, and this is sort of like what I would like to become better at in this game. See, where is the opportunities here? Where is the limitation going? Like, what can I actually do with a lot of these pieces? And I'm getting to know them a lot. Like, as you can see, I'm using a lot of these wooden pieces, and it's just nice that we have this option that, oh shit, like in Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, we always have this like, this fucking wood plank is like a little bit too long, right? And then we don't have this issue here, which is really nice, and what makes custom buildings here much more funnier to do, because you are literally your own true master here, where in Planet Co and Planet Zoo you have these pieces you have and you have to make it work, where here things looks a little bit easier, it's a little bit funnier to build this sort of style here. So I'm really happy for this. So imagine this guy being like some sort of a little blacksmith sort of thing, right? We're gonna make like a little fireplace in here, a chimney, etc. I really like how this turned out to look, and also, as I say, I missed something like the chimney building and stuff. You guys kind of gonna miss out on that, unfortunately. I do really like how this ended up looking, especially now when I have to like change some of the textures, the colors, to make it look super nice. I hope one day that we will get a workshop into this game, so I can upload some of these builds here, and I even maybe go in and download some other people's build and actually look at them, how they look. I'm not really into that, like you have to like download a file to put it into the game file folder and etc. right now. They have to be better, they have to do better than that, to be honest. So so I'm just waiting patiently for the workshop to be there so we can eventually upload, because they will get a workshop upload. So that is nice, right, when we can actually start doing that. As you can see, something I'm also really dislike, if I have to say so, about this game is that they have the bulldozer function for delete, and I really just wish that I could get my right mouse button to become delete. But I guess that is just something I can do in keybinds myself. I haven't really checked it out, but it's something to reconsider that I can do here, yeah. So as you can see, doing a custom chimney here, trying to at least make it look like it's like, you know, the bricks are just stacked on top of each other, so it looks more human-made. And I really like the end result of that. So yeah, and unfortunately here, guys, this is where the cut kind of ends up coming up here. A little bit unfortunate, but I will make sure that next time that I will not miss out on any recordings, and of course make sure that I have room for all of it. And it's actually also why this video is a little bit longer, because I intentionally only wanted to build this guy here, so you guys just got a short video. But as I said, I lost some stuff, and I was like, I can't make a 9-minute video that has like half speed build where you guys can barely even see, because it's really like all the fun stuff, like the clutter pieces and etc. that I did here, that you guys unfortunately are missing out on. So, but I did do some cinematics of it, so you guys shall not worry about it. All right. So we're moving on, guys. Now the building here, as you can see in the background, is done. And I'm not sure that I wanted to have it there, so you guys will see me move it around later on when we have to do the habitat. I really do like the animals though in this game. I think they look super cool. They're still a little bit buggy, obviously. The game is still early access. We know this when we bought it, so I am expecting bugs and stuff, but I gotta say the animals looks amazing in this game. I really think they look awesome. The mammoths so far are my favorites, but I'm pretty sure the further in we go into the game that I will find more favorite dinosaurs or extinct animals. Yes. So here, guys, we're going a little bit back to the roots here, literally. We're making a little bit of a cabin here, a lodge sort of thing, right? And why I'm doing all this is because, as I say, it's sort of the theme. I wanted to build something where it's only built by the nature stuff, you know, like wood, we have rocks, etc., as I said in the start of the video. And I think that's really helps me to improve in this game, like actually figuring out what kind of pieces can we do for making this sort of, like you can see here now, this sort of lock wall here. Do I have to change the textures? Do I have to, like, all these things does a big factor, and I really like how many pieces you can actually do this with. I know I mentioned that the roof and some of the grid pieces are not scale. You can scale those, which I think would be a lot better if we can, but I don't know how it all works with like the whole grid-based stuff, if it's way more difficult. But I do really hope for future stuff that will be something we can have, because literally have all the pieces be scale. It will just be like amazing, guys. Like honestly, it would. Then this game will literally be perfect. I'm looking forward to whenever they're gonna get a new update to the game, etc. All things are gonna happen in June. I'm pretty sure they say in their roadmap that we're gonna get some stuff there. Also think the workshop is actually set to be put out around there. So I'm hoping that eventually we can start sharing blueprints, guys, and eventually maybe even look at some stuff that people do on the workshop. Maybe we should start something like that, with like Blueprint Bonanza, but just with Prehistoric Kingdom, kind of like started while it's booming. Yeah, why not? Maybe that's a good thing. Let me know down below what you guys think whenever that will be, because I think that's gonna be super cool eventually. So as you can see, guys, we're moving slowly with this build here. It's gonna be a very plain cabin. I'm not really like super into it yet, as you guys know, with what I can do with pieces and etc. But what's cool about this is that you have to think differently in this game. Like if you see a piece, you have to think about, if I make this smaller, can it actually work? You know, right? Where in the other games you just have what you have, and you just have to find a way to get through it, you know? Where here, like, it's just way better. Like, I wanted some roof decorations on here, and I was like, you know what, let's try to do this. This might actually work pretty damn well and actually look super, super dope in the end. And it did. And it's just cool that you can duplicate this and actually make it smaller too for each segment you do. And yeah, this game definitely has a lot of pluses, but there's still some minuses as well. But it's early access, so we just have to be patient here. And I do have fun in this game, with tears, obviously, but it will be better with time. I hope so, at least. Sometimes I just literally just need to take a break when I'm in here, because these keybinds here and how sensitive some of these things are kind of a pain, not gonna lie. But it's happy tears, guys. Okay, happy tears. Remember. But yeah, I eventually gonna add 2 of these buildings here in the habitat, kind of like at the outskirts of it, make a little stairway and stuff. You guys will see. And then there are some mistakes and flaws on this build here that I will eventually fix. Right, there's some things poking out and stuff, but we will eventually fix that, right? Here I thought, wait, why do I not take this fence here, make it big, and actually make it as a little trim piece here, and it actually worked so well. And then eventually just things comes to me, and I just try to add the last bits in here and there, and I do miss clutter, but I do think I want to sit down one day and actually do some custom clutter here, see the options we got, since we now can do scaling. I've seen people do like crazy stuff already in this game, clutter wise, like so I'm pretty sure that it is maybe a little bit easier to do so, make some custom clutter stuff like barrels, crates, etc. So I think I might look into do that next time here, and then maybe we can actually add a dinosaur next time too. I just need to figure out what kind of style I would go for, because even though we're still building this sandbox and this is not gonna be published or anything, but I can still try to make it look pretty, so we at least have something nice to look at by the end of this whole little series here, which I'm hoping to become maybe like a very short series with like 6-7 episodes or something before we actually start an entire new Prehistoric Kingdom zoo, right? And also, if you got some cool names for something, as I said earlier, please don't hesitate, guys. Let me know down below. Do you play the game yourself as well? What is your absolute favorite features about this game? And if you don't say scaling, then no, I'm kidding. But yeah, that is definitely something that is something every other game can learn about, and actually hope that other games will eventually add. I know Sims have it too, but Sims building mechanics to me is quite weird compared to this. But I'm also like completely into this sort of game here, Planet Coaster Planet 2, this sort of building mechanic that Prehistoric Kingdom is offering us to. And if every other games is gonna be like this in the future, then we're in for a treat, guys. That's what I'm saying here. So on the left side here, we added these extensions of windows here, but they are clipping through a little bit of the straw or of the hay roof here. But as I say, that's something I will go in and do off camera and stuff. I just needed to kind of like get this building placed, get started on the habitat, and then slowly move forward into do a little bit of clutter work and etc. I also really do like the terrain colors we got in this game. It is really nice. It is something I'm really happy for that we got, and I think that with time we will eventually also get lots more terrain tool. Well, I hope at least we will do, because it's really cool. So here we are slowly at the end of this building here before I move on to the habitat, which I think I add 3 of them in there, and then slowly just starting to add some rocks and stuff around. Since we don't have the null barrier, I kind of like just terrain a little bit below so that people can actually just be above and look down, so we don't have this sort of so I can actually place fences there, so the fences won't actually be in the way for people. And I did some pretty cool fencing for the Mammoths habitat, as you can see in the background, like some .2 monsters, like some bones on top and stuff, to actually make it feel like you are walking in like a prehistoric world. So that's kind of like what we're trying to achieve today. So playing around with the terrain here, I didn't really know how big I wanted to do the terrain or the habitat, but since in Planet Zoo I have come to that conclusion that I do big habitats there without actually knowing how small I can make them. So I don't want to go too overboard here, even though these types of animals definitely need a lot more space. And if it comes to it that they complain about it, then we will eventually just make them a bigger habitat, so they won't be complaining to us, right? So, but here we just go, guys. Here we are starting with the rocks. I really do love the rock textures in this game. Also that you can scale them just makes, like, just look at this, right? A freaking big ass mountain in the background with one placed rock. You don't even have to do terrain work or anything. It's just there. It just works. I love it. And we have a guy there that was a little bit too fast, so we had to put some rocks there, and now they are safe and sound inside this habitat here. So I mean, it's really cool to see these things sort of come into life together and actually look very nice in a whole, like with the Mammoths, the smilidons, and these guys now. It really works. And I'm also gonna try add a little bit more foliage around the entire habitat, and as I say, try to make things look a lot better and integrate things with each other. So at the end we will eventually have something that is completely an entire zoo and it's actually presentable. And who knows, with the time that maybe the workshop thing will come, we might even be able to upload this. Who knows? That would be kind of cool. But for now we are just gonna have fun and be building, and I think now that eventually we will go over and get some dinosaurs next time. So yeah, playing around with the terrain here, guys. As you can see, really love the textures we got. It really makes the habitat looks a lot better. So what I did here is that now I'm building like this little stairway that goes down to the habitat. I do like to make my builds integrated them into sort of the habitats, even though they're just going to be scenery or completely non-functional. But it just adds something to the habitat that it feels like you can actually walk down there. And this might be something for the people that they can watch over. And you know, like maybe this is their little own safe place, you know, where they can go up and chill, and then you know, go look on the animals here. So yeah, and I also just thought that having something here would add that little extra touch to the habitat. So that's what I did. Yes, that's what I did. Still very new to this game, guys, so I still need to get into what the pieces are called and what do you do, and but with time, guys. Okay. But we did end up getting like a 20-minute video here, which I really like, because I think it turned out super well. So it was kind of nice that I kind of felt forced to go back in and do some more stuff and actually add a habitat here, because that was not the first thought of doing this. So, but yeah, guys, I do as always have some nice cinematics in the background for you guys here after the talk here. So let me know down below, guys, what you think, and have a great day, great Sunday, and I will see you next time in the Prehistoric Kingdom. Bye now!